Brad Williams, Frugal Finance, credit cards. The biggest thing people do not understand about credit cards is, well, how do they work? Clearly, you use them to buy stuff and then you accumulate a balance, and the balance subsequently results in interest charges. What people don't understand is the daily amount credit card companies hit you in terms of interest charges. So how does my credit card company calculate the amount of interest I owe? Many credit card companies calculate the interest you owe daily. And I'm going to show you an example here in a minute, but be patient. Based on your average daily balance. Often credit card companies charge one interest rate for purchases and different interest rates if you use the card to get cash to write a check using your credit card account, or for other transactions. If your card has a grace period, you can avoid paying interest on purchases, pay off your balance in full by the due date each month. Let me stress that again. Credit cards are great if you pay off the balance every single month. Otherwise, don't use them. Why? Because you're being played as a fool, as a sucker. The average person, believe it or not, has $5,400 in credit card debt. You're paying 22% interest. You're paying nearly $2,000 a year to the credit card companies, where you could be investing that long term for retirement. Then at retirement, you can buy whatever you want. For now, a little bit of discipline, strict budget, buy only what you need, and stick to a very strict regimen. Otherwise, it's like the dog chasing its tail. You're just never going to stop until you take control of this situation. Many issuers calculate the interest you owe based on the average daily balance. The interest charged daily is called the daily periodic rate. Since interest rate is accruing daily, not monthly, this means that if you don't have a grace period, the sooner you pay off all of or some of your balance, the less interest you'll pay. How do I know what APR applies to different types of balances? Your statement must show each category with a different APR and the amount of the balance that falls in each category. If your card has a grace period, again, this grace period usually applies only to the category of new purchases and only if you are not already carrying a balance. How do my payments affect the amount of interest I owe? If your card has a grace period, you can avoid paying interest on purchases if you pay off your card balance in full each month by the due date. Okay, that's the third reminder, not a nudge, sort of a forced mechanism saying, look, pay off your credit card monthly. When you pay less than the full balance, but more than the minimum required, the card issuer must generally apply the amount you pay over the minimum first to the balance with the highest interest rate and any remaining portion to the other balances in descending order based on the applicable interest rate. It's generally up to the card issuer to decide to which balance it will apply the minimum amount to your total payment. Yeah, again, you voluntarily sign up for this credit card. You're at the mercy of the credit card company. Let me give you an idea of what it's called continuous compounding. Here's the finance side of Frugal Finance. I'm going to go over here to this continuous compounding example. Here's an example of an 18% interest rate dated. The average interest rate now on a credit card is 22%. But go with me on this one. Here, this is daily. 1 to 365. There's hidden rows. All we're doing is we're taking this particular balance. I use $1 here. We're going to use more realistic. Let's use $1,000 over here. Here is our daily factor. All we're doing is taking 18% divided by 365 equals 0.00493151. Yeah, it seems like a tiny number, but take your balance and multiply that times 1 plus this 493151, and that's 49 cents. So 50 cents every day you're paying for the convenience of keeping $1,000 balance. Doesn't seem like much, but at the end of the year, that's $1,197.16. Let's go more realistically, $5,400. Guess what? You're paying a little over almost $1,500 a year in interest to the credit card companies, just for the convenience. So what do you think you should be focusing on? Be focusing on taking this $5,400 to zero. I know you're in a position where you have a lot of expenses. Well, control those expenses if you can. Do what you have to in order to minimize your interest rate. Shop around. I have countless videos on credit cards, and there's a particular video on finding the lowest interest rate on credit cards. The last I checked, it was around 9%. No bells or whistles, no fees, but 9%. It was a credit union. Here's the sad thing. That particular video was produced, it's from CFPB. And here I am in the beginning of February or the end of February 2025, and CFPB is pretty much, the guillotine has pretty much hit dead target on this agency. So I don't know if that video's information will be valid in 6 months when you may be viewing this, but look at the companies. The companies will still be around. I suspect their interest rates will probably be favorable forever. They're competitive. Take a look at the various playlists on the credit cards and see if there's anything helpful. Otherwise, comment any particular topic that concerns you. I'll do my research, and if it's valid, I'll produce some interesting information. Brad Williams, Frugal Finance. Hope that helped. Thanks for watching. See you soon.